Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got a story to bring to you out of Kill Devil Hills where a man is now behind bars after facing child porn charges. Kill Devil Hills police say on Saturday they assisted the FBI with a search warrant in the area of the 400 block of West Eden Street. During the search, investigators say they found probable cause to arrest 43-year-old Sherald Kenneth Ward Jr. Ward has been charged with 10 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. He's also being served with a fugitive warrant for charges out of Minnesota. Ward is in the Dare County Detention Center under a $900,000 secured bond. Officials say the investigation is still active and more charges may be coming. Now we want to turn our attention to the ongoing crisis in Gaza, where Israeli strikes again continue to pound, injure, and even kill civilians. NBC's Matt Bradley has more from Tel Aviv.
Yeah, well, the Israeli military just announced evacuation orders for some 16 areas in the Gaza Strip as the fighting there continues. A top doctor in the Gaza Strip told NBC News that more than 70 people have been killed ever since Monday in the fighting there, and this has become a regular occurrence where we're seeing dozens of people killed on an almost daily basis. Even as negotiators try to resolve the conflict in Doha, about a week of talks between Israel and Hamas indirectly involving the United States, Qatar, and the Egyptians has so far yielded nothing. The Qatari Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a statement today that there wasn't really a stalling in the talks. He said that the talks are still ongoing, but at the same time, it looks as though, judging from my conversations with people who are close to these negotiations, that it's the same problems, the same divisions that have been vexing these talks more or less since the beginning, more or less since those October 7th attacks in 2023 set off this latest round of fighting. The big issue here is the resolution to the war. Hamas has said it will release all those remaining hostages if the Israelis will agree to withdraw completely from the Gaza Strip. The Israelis have said that that is unacceptable. They want the hostages, but they are unwilling to withdraw until Hamas is completely destroyed. These are two positions that are entirely at odds with each other, and they're one of the main abiding issues that have stalled any resolution to these negotiations that would release the hostages or bring some measure of peace to the Gaza Strip. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
Thank you very much, Matt, for that report. We now turn our attention to your weather forecast today. We've got rain showers in the forecast, already seeing plenty of them around the Pamlico Sound. Here's a look at what we've got, well, really what we've seen over the past hour. The green boxes you're seeing over on the left-hand side of your screen, back on the west side of Raleigh, those are flash flood warnings. But you'll note again that the system that had been producing the heavy rain over those singular areas is continuing to slowly fade. For us here on the east side of 95, most of the rain is continuing to move at a healthy clip, moving from the southwest to the northeast. Now, most of the action, again, remains around the Pamlico Sound, but northern Outer Banks, north of Highway 64, again, starting to get wet. A few thunderstorms, again, mixed in this morning. We will have more thunderstorms coming up later on this afternoon, but not looking at any sort of major severe weather threat, at least for eastern North Carolina. Further up to the north, there is a severe weather threat, but because this frontal boundary that's going to again be giving us a better opportunity for afternoon showers and storms, because that front is going to be dying out as it moves into eastern North Carolina, it's going to be coming in more from the northwest versus the west. That's really going to limit its potential again for creating severe storms and creating just that updraft you need in order to create severe wind gusts. Now, right now we again are having issues with some of our reporting stations, but for the ones that are giving us some data, here's again a look at that. 83 degrees right now in Hatteras as well as Beaufort, 82 in Elizabeth City and Jacksonville, 84 in Kinston and New Bern, 76 in Swan Quarter, 81 in Rocky Mount. Do want to say hello to Billy George, hot and humid in Emerald Isle. But yeah, you're still in Emerald Isle, so you're still doing pretty good for yourself there, Billy. Hopefully you enjoy your day. Again, do anticipate some more rain coming in through the next several hours. Not quite as heavy as what we had earlier this morning in Emerald Isle, but I do see more showers coming up for portions of Carteret County. Now for this afternoon, air temperatures likely getting into the upper 80s. Some of us will sneak into the low 90s. It's not going to be quite as hot today as what it was yesterday, but as Billy mentioned, it's still very humid, and that's due to the southerly wind that is just sticking with us. It's not going away. Even as that cold front moves off the coast, it's really going to be a dying front. So the impact on our wind direction isn't going to be what we need it to be in order to see a drop in humidity. Here's what we've got by the time we get to around 3 o'clock, 2:45 there. And again, spotty showers and storms still present across parts of the east. 7 o'clock, similar story, but a lot of that rain and thunderstorm action is going to be working its way closer to I-95 by the time we reach around 8 p.m. So the coast will be drying out a little bit faster than inland areas will. But then as we head into your Wednesday, similar story shows up. We've got a sea breeze front, again, featuring enough humidity in the atmosphere to give everyone in eastern North Carolina at least a chance of catching some showers and storms, but anticipating a little bit more of a scattered pattern along that boundary. Zoom the picture out a little bit further and we can see not only do we have the frontal boundary that is going to be sweeping across eastern North Carolina today. There's that cold front drifting his way through. We also have that area of low pressure off to the west that again is going to be trying to push more rain into eastern North Carolina by the time we get to, I'd say, later on this week. Most likely Friday, maybe Saturday. But it's going to be a dying system, one that probably isn't going to be impacting us all that much. Now, the area of low pressure you're seeing in the Gulf, that is being tracked by the National Hurricane Center, giving it about a 40% chance of tropical development, a medium chance over the next 48 hours. So that's one we'll keep an eye on. But now that it's in the Gulf and not off the Atlantic coast of Florida, the opportunity for that system to impact eastern North Carolina have diminished substantially. Here's a look at your full 8-day forecast. We got first Lunar weather days coming up for Friday and Saturday due to the heat. It is going to be mid-90s with high humidity that will make it feel like all of us are in the triple digits for the majority of the afternoon. So again, if you don't have access to air conditioning at your house or your residence, do what you can to get to a place that does have air conditioning. Movie theaters, libraries, community buildings. Those usually, again, are great sources to cool down whenever things get a little bit too hot out there. Well, that's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update. I want to thank you all so much for joining me on the First Alert Desk. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, you all have a wonderful day.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate